Welcome back to another episode on the MLD Balls page. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about if the Charlotte Hornets could make the NBA playoffs. Yes, sir. We're going to be talking about if the Charlotte Hornets, like Brandon Miller said, could make the NBA playoffs. And this is funny because this was a thumbnail that I already created. I was planning on making this video talking about the Charlotte Hornets this week. And Brandon Miller just made it even better for me when he made that comment about them possibly making a playoff run. Let's talk about what the Hornets have added this offseason. We're going to start off with them adding LaMelo Ball because he didn't play last year. And we already know that what he's capable of. They added Tajun. They added that power forward. I watched him. He reminded me of Aaron Gordon. So having a versatile defender in this lineup would be able to move Miles Bridges back to the small forward position, which he could play, and you'll have a versatile defender next to him. And then you added Trey Mann, who, when he was playing with the Hornets, looked really good in that limited time. They were giving him a lot of minutes. Josh Green, they added. Josh Green is a good 3-and-D player. For the Dallas Mavericks, I thought he was one of the only players playing with a lot of passion. And, that doesn't come a lot in the NBA. Or it does come a lot because these guys get paid millions. But either way, Josh Green, he plays hard. You add Taj Gibson, who's going to be a veteran in that locker room. You added Devontae Graham, I believe. But that's about it. Devontae Graham. And you're going to add a second year Brandon Miller, which is going to be a scary thing because watching him in his rookie year was an amazing thing. So the Charlotte Hornets, when you look at it, they're going to be one of the teams that upgraded the most from last season because they also adding Mark Williams. That's 8 players who are being added to this team, and I think 6 of them are positives. Or matter of fact, 5 of them are for a fact a positive to this team. LaMelo's a fact he's going to be a positive. Mark Williams for a fact is going to be a positive. Josh Green for a fact is going to be a positive. Trey Mann for a fact is going to be a positive. So that's 4. That's 4 people that for a fact will be a positive. It just comes down to, will Mark Williams and LaMelo Ball stay healthy? Like, that's literally what the Charlotte Hornets come down to. Mark Williams and LaMelo Ball to start their career, they have been very good players, and people don't even know about how good Mark Williams has been. If I could go ahead and look up his stats real quick, that would be nice to help y'all out. But, dude, he is a double-double machine, very much like a Clint Capella. He averaged 13 and 10 this last season. I wonder in how many games that was, though. Yeah, that was only in 19 games. And so far in his career, he's only played 62 games. Mark Williams is so nice. He's in his second year, and I do think that this year will be a breakout year for him because he's like a Clint Capella, and that works amazingly next to LaMelo Ball. So Mark. Hope he can stay healthy. 7'2", 40. He's a good player, good lob threat, good defender, great rebounder, and he shoots very high from the field goal because he just dunks. Tajon, like I said, reminds me of Aaron Gordon. Miles Bridges and LaMelo Ball has been a duo that I saw a stat. They played 97% of their minutes together. Like, whenever Miles Bridges is in, you could almost account LaMelo Ball is also on the court because that fit is amazing. Miles Bridges loves catching lobs. He's a real good dunker. LaMelo loves throwing lobs. Miles Bridges is a good shooter. Miles Bridges is a good scorer, and LaMelo Ball is a good facilitator, so that's an amazing fit right there. And then Brandon Miller, we haven't seen him and LaMelo play that much together, but Brandon Miller's like adding Paul George next to LaMelo Ball. Like, that literally cannot hurt him. Literally not at all. A good off-ball player who could also put it on the floor and is a great scorer, is a great defender. And this Charlotte Hornets team, I love this identity that they could go with if they stick to it. With LaMelo Ball at point guard, they could be a very big lineup. LaMelo Ball would be their smallest player at 6'7". That is tough. You have a 6'7" point, a 6'9" shooting guard, a 6'7" small forward. Saloon, I don't know how tall he is, but he's like 6'8", I want to say. And then you have a 7-footer in Mark Williams. Yes. Saloon is 6'9", so just like I said, he's just exact same height as Aaron Gordon, which is funny that's my comp. And then off the bench, you got Trey Mann, who's a bucket. Josh Green is, like I said, nice. Dude, this Charlotte Hornets team with LaMelo Ball they were a playing team back to back years. LaMelo Ball is that good that he was bringing them in the play-in. Were they getting smoked in the play-in? Yes, they were getting smoked in the play-in. But like I said, a nice team that LaMelo Ball, or not even a nice team, pretty much a bad team that LaMelo Ball was dragging into the play-in, and now he has more help than ever. All he has to do is stay healthy because the amount of help he has also fits his play style. So big season for LaMelo, big season for Mark Williams, but big season for the Charlotte Hornets. This is going to be one of the teams to start off the season I'm going to be watching the most. If there is a Orlando Magic thing that happens this year, it's going to be the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets, if it happens, it's going to be them. Let's talk about, like, could they make the playoffs? I'm gonna be honest. No. You got the Bucks, Knicks, Heat, Celtics, Pacers, Magic, Sixers. There's a lot of teams that they're just gonna make it over the Charlotte Hornets if they keep their roster the way it is. And if y'all go back to one of my episodes that I created a month ago, one of the first episodes on this channel was a Brandon Miller trade machine. If the Charlotte Hornets want to buy into the season a little bit and trade for the North Carolina kid who they just pay him some money, because it ain't like they paying anybody else. They don't got Brandon Miller's not due for a while. You could go out and get Brandon Ingram, who, a score next to LaMelo would be so tough. Another score next to Brandon Miller would be so tough, man. And then he has all the defense around him, or all the size around him. That's going to be a nice team. Like I said, if they could go and buy into that tall lineup that they got, Brandon Ingram will buy into that. He's a 6'8" small forward. It ain't like they losing too much size. They losing an inch, but they're also going to add a lot of scoring. And LaMelo Ball is not one of those guys who needs to get buckets. He likes passing the ball. He's able to get buckets. And now you have Brandon Ingram, who's another guy that's going to get buckets. That's going to be a tough thing for them. They have a lot of guys who, most of their creators are three-point creators, So Brandon Ingram, he could come in and work the middle. And he's, like I said, this is his hometown. Trade would be pick 6. It says pick 6 because, like I said, I made this trade before the draft. So pick 6 turned into Saloon. So you would have Saloon. You'd have a salary filler. I don't know if Davis Bertans is on the team still. I believe that he could still be a salary filler. But either way, the purpose of this trade isn't to be exact. It's to give you an idea. So if you cry about the trade isn't exact, whatever, I'm not a GM. I can't control that. But this is about BI's worth. 2 first, a salary filler, Nick Richards for the Pelicans, so they could get a big man and that rookie. So, and then you get Brandon Ingram, and then you pay him. And now that team would look more like a playoff team because you have LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Brandon Ingram, Miles Bridges, and Mark Williams. That starting 5 is so tough. You have LaMelo facilitating with 2 dynamic scorers. You have Miles Bridges, who we already know is a plug-and-play fit with LaMelo, and Mark Williams, who's going to be your Clint Capella, the guy who catches lobs and blocks shots. That team has enough spacing and is honestly only thing that could stop them from making the playoffs is themselves. This team would be talented enough. Off the bench, you'd have Trey Mann, Josh Green, Grant Williams, Cody Martin. That is nice. And you have that veteran leadership of Taj Gibson. This Mikic guy, I don't really know too much about him, but he seemed like he was a good facilitator. He didn't turn over the ball too much for them, and he was getting a lot of assists. And when LaMelo wasn't playing, he was their starting point guard after the Terry Rozier trade. So if you could have a guy who you trusted starting games and was doing pretty well carrying the load for them, he could come off the bench and, be a good player. Reggie Jackson, he wasn't – yeah, he's done. And Devontae Graham, who also might be done. Those last couple roster spots might not be what's going to be there, because they're going to have to go ahead and sign a backup big. I don't think you're going to want to play Taj Gibson too much. Maybe he could be a third-string center. But second-string center as Taj Gibson is kind of wild. But, yeah, this Hornets team, if they go out and make a move because they have a salary space, they have the assets, why not, man? This team is super talented, and take advantage of the only reason y'all ain't been winning games is health. I understand trading for Brandon Ingram, who hasn't been that healthy throughout his career, is, you're just gonna have to roll the dice. Hopefully all these guys stay healthy because the fit is perfect. The scenario in the place for Brandon Ingram is perfect because he's gonna be in the Eastern Conference. First of all, better for him. He's always been in the West, and he's gonna be He's a North Carolina kid. He's literally gonna go home, and he could probably retire here and be fine with it. And LaMelo is Lonzo's brother, obviously. But one thing about that is Brandon Ingram, he's cool with that Ball family already. He's dealt with Lonzo. Him and Lonzo were together on the Lakers, so that relationship is gonna be easy to commend. So this Hornets team would be tough, and I do think this is a team they could make the playoffs. They could make the playoffs. I don't know who they will go take out, but this is a scary team. So hey, Charlotte Hornets fans, if y'all want to make the playoffs, y'all got to make a move. So hey, unless y'all do a move, what Brandon Miller said about y'all being a playoff team, I think was wrong. As an NBA player, you got to be a bit delusional and believe in yourself. I understand that, but I do trust Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball. It just, is he going to stay healthy? Brandon Miller, he doesn't have that issue yet. Miles Bridges is, as long as LaMelo's there, he's going to be amazing. Mark Williams, can he stay healthy? Those are the only questions with this team. Can y'all stay healthy? And yes, trading for a injury-prone star is going to be scary, but you got to do what you got to do. And it wasn't even like y'all gave up the house. You gave up a couple picks that don't belong to you, and you gave up your backup center. And the biggest thing is that rookie that you gave up. So yeah, a Brandon Ingram trade. The only thing that really would be the scary part is the amount of money he's asking for. You're gonna have to be willing to give it to him, or maybe you'll see what the money is. But yeah, that's the biggest thing about the Brandon Ingram trade is how much money he will be asking for and how much you'll be willing to give up. But the fit is amazing. You add a star player and a small market team. If you have a chance to trade for a star player, you should do it, especially a star player who is coming to their hometown and will have a pathway to wanting to retire there. I think this is a move that the Charlotte Hornets should do. I would be so happy for them if they do it. And if they do this move, but if they do this move, come on, man. You gotta come back and leave a like and subscribe if you didn't already. Come on. It's July 20th. So if you can leave a like, comment, subscribe as soon as this video drops, that would be amazing. But if the Charlotte Hornets done do this move and then you just click in your head that, hey, that MLD Balls page guy, he predicted this move. Come on, that means you have to come back and subscribe because I know ball. Is this a trade that is gonna happen? I don't know. Right now, I do believe this is Brandon Ingram's landing spot. I'm out on him going to the Hawks. Hawks, maybe. I'm totally out on him going to the Cavaliers, though. I'm out on him going to those other what other teams that I have him going to? The Brooklyn Nets. I'm out on him going to the Brooklyn Nets. Like, I don't know where Brandon Ingram's gonna land, and his hometown is in need of another player. And dude, this would be an amazing fit. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'm done begging for stuff on the internet from y'all. So God bless and have a nice day.